Welcome to the Medicare 101 workshop. This is the blueprint that I wanted to share with you guys. My name is Jason, and I've been in the insurance industry for about 10 years now. Now, I just discovered this year, 3 months ago, about Medicare. So I wanted to share with you guys, and I wanted to let you guys know that this is a hack to 10K per month. This is what's going to open doors to higher ticket products like annuities, like long-term care, and other products as well. So we're going to get to it. We're going to try to understand at least a portion of how to present Medicare products and also understand them. And the best way, guys, here, this is more of a conversation than a course. This is me speaking to you guys. I want you guys to learn and pick up things that I wasn't able to pick up as easily. And it made it so difficult for me to grow in my business because I was reaching out to clients trying to sell them IULs. For those of you that don't know, that's Index Universal Life Policies. It's a form of life insurance. And the commissions are great. The commissions are great, guys. But the leads are expensive, and also trying to close one of these, the close cycle for this, it's really long. It's multiple touch points. So you can't do a one call close. So again, Medicare is very similar in terms of the closing cycle to final expense. But with the exception of final expense, that final expense does not pay you any residuals. So I wanted to give you guys a preface before we get started into this Medicare workshop. So that's why you would want to stay and watch this entire workshop that we've put together for you guys here. It's because this is going to open the doors to the higher ticket. This is going to help you grow and gain that confidence from your consumers, from your clients, that they can trust you. It's all about building trust and building your brand. And with Medicare, you can do that. So let's get started, guys. So what we're going to focus on today is basically Medicare, original Medicare, Med Supp, and Medicare Advantage. So if any of these things sound unfamiliar or foreign, by the end of this workshop, it should not be. Okay, so that's the goal. So, and I want you guys to close at least one policy by the end of the month. You have 30 days to close one policy. You guys invested $27 into this course, and I want you guys to get out $300 to $700 out of it. Okay? So that's the goal here. And I'll share with you guys everything that you need in order to do that. Okay. So this is the presentation that you'll be using. I literally gave this to you guys so you can use this yourself as well. Just change the branding, put your name on it. Totally fine with me. Okay. So now let's scroll down here and we're going to take a look at this. So this is the Medicare card. This is what you're going to ask your clients to see if they have it, okay? So remember, the call, you have to dictate the flow of the call. This gives you control of the call and the outcome of the call. So asking with your tonality in the call is going to help you drive that sale or that confidence and trust to gain from your client, okay? So you want to know what you're working with. So asking the right questions is going to get you that sale and gain the confidence from that prospect, okay? So you ask them, hey, do you have that red, blue, and white card? It's in the mail, and if they don't, there's a couple things you can ask them, and then we go down this loop right here. So what you guys see here on SS, that's Social Security. So if they are on Social Security, they automatically receive this Medicare card. Now, if they're not on Social Security and they're not collecting Social Security as of yet, they don't automatically get enrolled into Medicare. So they have to self-enroll. You can assist them with that. Remember, guys, when you're selling Medicare, you're not only selling them the plan itself, you're selling yourself, you're selling the customer service, you're selling that anything that happens to their plan, you're there for them and you will back them up. Okay, so that's what we're pitching them on. Now, that being said, when are these people available? Like I said earlier, Medicare is a product very different from the normal insurance products that I'm used to selling. For example, I'm used to selling annuities. I can pitch an annuity any time of the year, regardless of if it's the beginning of the year, end of year, middle of the year, regardless of what time of the year we're in. But for Medicare, the target market that we're looking at is the turning 65 crowd. So this word that you guys see here, this IEP, That stands for initial enrollment period. So this is a 7-month period that those turning 65 have to enroll into Medicare. Now, here's how it works. Here on the left, I've showed you an example of someone that their birthday is on July. So if your birthday is in July, you have 3 months before it. So starting April 1st, you can apply for Medicare. Now, when is that policy active? Starts July 1st. So anytime, the easiest way to remember is this way. Anytime before 3 months before your birthday that you apply for it, it becomes active the first of your birthday month. Anytime after your birthday, that policy becomes active the first of the following month that you applied for. Simple as that. No need to get it complicated, okay? Now, that's the initial enrollment period. There's also the special enrollment period. If you're going through specific issues, if you're still on an employer plan, there's different ways that there's different forms that you would have to fill out if this is your case. But usually that's not the case, guys. The employer plan, some people will still be on it. They can stay on it as long as there's a group plan of at least 20 people, if I'm not mistaken. But that's not the goal of this conversation here. But you guys can research that and take a look at that. But usually their HR department takes care of these forms, so you guys don't have to worry so much about it. So this is what we're pitching, basically, guys. Option number 1, which is original Medicare A and B, which is what we've discussed earlier in the conversation. This is where they're automatically enrolled into these Parts A and B. We'll go over what Parts A and B are. Now, Parts A and B don't cover everything. You still need a drug plan. You still need other parts, and that's where Medicare supplement plans come into play. We'll share with you down here what the most common plans are and what you guys will be able to pitch to your clients. And then we have option number 2, which is Medicare Advantage plan. Usually, these plans are the plans that most agents push. 1, because of higher commissions. 2, because usually the plans are essentially quote unquote free when they start off. But as you guys can see down here in my explanation of Medicare Advantage plans, it could get really ugly if you haven't structured your plan correctly. So I never pitched my clients that Medicare Advantage is free, although there is no monthly premium. So that's why you see here, low or no monthly premiums, okay? So I give you guys all of it. This video is just for the explanation of it and how it works, to give some context to the blueprint that I have provided. So here we go. So here on this first chart is a breakdown of what Part A and Part B cover. So the easiest way to look at this is that Parts A is usually hospital. So anytime you are admitted into a hospital by a physician, this is where this gets activated. And there is a cost to this. You guys can see it here. You see the breakdown of $1,632 deductible. This here, it all depends. The 408 to 816, it all depends of how long you've been in the hospital for. So this gets activated, the 408, after the 60th or 61st day, I believe. And then this is after 90 days if you've been in the hospital for over 90 days, if I'm not mistaken. Please do your research for this. These are the numbers for the year of 2024. Now, let's get to Part B, guys. So now Part B is, a lot of people call Part A outpatient and Part B inpatient. So it's much more simple. Now, all of the things that are covered in Parts A are usually between hospital and room and board. Now, Part B has a calendar year deductible that in 2024, remember guys, 2024, this changes on a yearly basis, has a $240 one-time fee for the calendar year, okay? So that's that. These are hospital, inpatient. Now, that being said, there needs to be a supplemental plan. Why? Because you still need a drug plan. You still need a drug plan, and you want to minimize these right here. You want to minimize these. You don't want these here. You want to get rid of these deductibles, okay? And copays. So this is the breakdown here. So this is supplement plan G. This is the most common supplement plan that I know of. It's the most commonly used one as well. So this is the one that we mostly sell to our clients, and it all depends on their situation and what they're looking for as well. So that's why we always run the numbers. So here it is. Here's the breakdown. Here are the things that supplement plan G gets rid of. So anything that you see an X on, that's what supplement plan G gets rid of. So you have a visualization now. So if you understand what plan Gs are, what they do, what they don't do, I'll have a breakdown of what these plans do in more details outside of this presentation. But I wanted to keep the presentation clean for you guys to show to your clients, okay? Because we want to keep it simple in these presentations, okay? So that's that. And then this one is the same thing, but just supplement N, what it does, what it doesn't do, and what it covers and eliminates from parts A and B. Okay, so that's original Medicare, and that's if your client decides if they want to stay with that original Medicare plus the supplement plan. Now, that being said, here I also give you a breakdown of some of the things that are identical, some of the things that are different, and some of the things that are really important to keep in mind when it comes to supplement plan N's and G. Okay. There's also, I believe, supplement plan F, if I'm not mistaken. And that's another plan that's also mentioned, but not as common as plan N's and G. Now, that being said, guys, let's go back here into the Medicare Advantage plan. This is where we go over the networks. So, again, this is a visual, and I will explain all of this to you guys in a separate key bank. I'll provide a separate PDF form that gives you the breakdowns of all these acronyms and what they mean. But for your presentations, this is beautiful. This is beautiful because it keeps it simple and it gives you an explanation of everything that is happening. And when things are mapped out like this, guys, it's so much easier for you to present, and people understand it because they have an image on their head and they can remember it. They can see it and they'll be able to take that home. When you do this seminar, when you do this webinar, they're able to take these boxes and arrows and put them together themselves. And to remember, hey, this had an X on it. So that means we don't get this if we enroll on this. So when they go back home, they remember these things. Okay, guys? So that's why you want to have this presentation in your back pocket. So use this to the fullest of its potential. I don't want to prolong this explaining Medicare Advantage as well, but I will have a PDF breaking down all of this as well. I don't want to prolong this training for too long, but here's what happens. So we go over everything, the drug plans, what it covers, what it doesn't cover, the benefits, the pros and cons of everything, okay? But after that, as you guys can see here, we mention all the dates, we mention all the pros and cons, the out-of-pocket costs, the levels of each one, and then we move over to this here. This is important. Our services. This is where after these people need to enroll. This is why Medicare is so important, guys, because it goes from being a want to a need. So you guys are no longer pitching life insurance. Oh, when you die, you want to cover your loved ones, or this is for right now. This is for them to go to the hospital next week, guys. This is going to cover them immediately. They're going to see immediate results and impact once they enroll into these plans. Now, here's the kicker. So now you have on one hand a need. So you're already one foot is in the door. The next foot on the door is the difference between you and the person that's in front of their hospital with a table pitching them a specific plan is that one, you're independent. We are independent brokers. That gives you a leg up, guys. You have 5-10 carriers that you can pitch to these people. So not only are you, pitching a specific product, you're pitching them the best in the market. So this is why you want to learn everything in the Medicare field and understand it well, so that way you put your clients in the best position possible, so that way they will be able to stay with you for a long period of time or for the rest of their lives. And this is what we close them on. Initial guidance, which is what we're doing right now. The seminar, the webinar that you do, that's the initial guidance. These two right here, guys, the ongoing support for free. If I'm 65 and I have a local agent that I can call, that I know is going to be available, that I know that I have seen his face or her face, that means the world to me. Rather than someone calling me on my phone, I've never seen your face, I don't know who you are. This is why you want to start with your local markets, because that builds trust. It's going to build trust, and it's going to expand your book of business. So once you've pitched them on this, you explain the two options that they have, pitch them on your customer service skills, you've pitched them on the ongoing support, and it's going to be free. This is where you lock in the appointment. This is where you book in the appointment and you ask them, hey, now that you understand the options that you have, now it's time to take the next step. We're going to give you a free one-on-one assessment to figure out which is the best plan for you. And that's how you guys will be able to pitch and close and book this appointment. Here, this is for our webinar that we have set up that we use this for, but that's how you guys pitch this. That's how you'll be able to close someone in the Medicare field. Now, why is this important, guys? The reason this is important is because this is going to take you to the next level. This is going to take you to the level that you'll be able to make $10,000 per month with residuals. So I'm going to share with you as well the commissions with you in our PDF. So we're going to have two PDFs, guys. We're going to have this one here, which is the presentation, and we're going to have the PDF that shows you all these acronyms and breakdowns. And also, we're going to create a calculator. I'm going to create a calculator for you guys, so that way you have access to see how many clients you need, Medicare Advantage or Original Medicare, to get to that $10,000. I'm going to create that calculator for you guys, so that way you'll be able to have a number in mind that you know that you have to reach in order to get to $10,000 per month. And trust me, guys, if you do this correctly, the amount of clients and referrals that you'll be receiving from your clients, it's going to be massive. It's going to be insane. And not only that, if you understand the power of cross-selling and keeping these markets and clients warm in terms of always following up with them, if they enroll today, every 3 months have a touch point. You don't want to lose that client when open enrollment period comes around. So every 3 months, send a $5 Starbucks card, a hello, how are you, a happy birthday, a happy Easter, or a happy Thanksgiving, whatever it is. Have multiple touch points throughout the year without pitching them anything, before that open enrollment period, which is when all the tigers and lions come out and try to take your clients, okay, guys? So that's where we'll end this training here, and hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I'm going to share with you guys the PDF and also the calculator, so we can get you to that 10K per month goal. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure having you guys on, and this is just the beginning.